the memorial site for the victims of Nanjing Massacre. This is happening now in the eastern Chinese city of Nanjing. 84 years ago, more than 300,000 Chinese people were intentionally massacred by Japanese invaders. And in 2014, China set up this National Memorial Day for Nanjing Massacre victims. Back then, 300,000 people in 1937 were killed by Japanese invaders in Nanjing. You're watching live footage from the eastern Chinese city of Nanjing, where a memorial ceremony is happening.
The National Memorial Day ceremony for the Nanjing Massacre victims begins now. Play the national anthem of the PRC. Please join me in a minute of silence for the victims. Minutes of silence is over. Please lay wreaths for the victims of the massacre. member of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee and Vice President of the State Council, Sun Chunlan, will now deliver a speech. Compatriots, comrades, in commemoration for the massacre victims, as well as all of those lives that are lost during the war against Japanese invasion, and all of the and we must learn from the history and open up a new chapter in history. And this is our way to showcase our commitment to a peaceful development path. 90 years ago, the Japanese troops has initiated the September the 18th incident and taken over the northeast China. And then the July 7th incident took place in 1937, and since began the war of the Japanese aggression. And this has brought about major losses for the Chinese nation, and we are at the most difficult and dangerous time in our history. 84 years ago, the Japanese troops invaded Nanjing and has created this Nanjing Massacre, in which 300,000 lives have been murdered, and women are insulted and raped. Many children die in this massacre. And the Nanjing, the old capital of China, has become a hell on earth. This is a war crime. That is one of the biggest atrocity in human history and during the World War II history. In order to fight against Japanese aggression and save the Chinese nation, the CPC took the lead to fight against the aggression and conduct these activities against the aggression and invasion, and stick to the comprehensive resistance against Japanese aggression, and has saved hope for the Chinese nation and become the mainstream for national resistance. After 14 years of struggles, more than 35 million lives have been lost. This is the cost for us to finally win this war against Japanese aggression. This great victory is also a great contribution to the anti-fascist war worldwide. Since then, no invaders can ever act in this kind of atrocious way in Chinese territory. We have recovered from the major difficulties and miseries in history and is now working towards national rejuvenation. Dear comrade, this year marks the 100th years anniversary of the establishment of the CPC. In the past century, the CPC has led China to win battles after battle and victory of the socialist revolution. We have also conducted reform and opening up and socialist construction, and has made great achievement in achieving socialism with Chinese characteristics. Currently, we have accomplished the first centenary goal for building a moderately prosperous society and comprehensive modernized country. The great national rejuvenation has now ushered into a new chapter, and it showcases this new behavior, a new era for the Chinese nation. This is the best way to memorize those lives and victims that are lost during this Nanjing Massacre, as well as the war against Japanese aggression. In a new era, we have to stick to the CPC leadership. The major achievement in the past century has clearly demonstrated that without the CPC leadership, it will not be a new China, and there will be no national rejuvenation. The CPC leadership has undergone the testament of history and the test of the people, and this is the root to national prosperity, and also where the interest of the people in China lay. We must stick unswervingly to the comprehensive leadership of the CPC, as well as the spirit for the founding of the party. Patriotism and idealism is the guides that will lead us to this new era. To open up a new chapter and conduct new acts, we must stay true to the people-centered ideas in order to face all the kind of risks in our way ahead. We must work with the people and take the people's interest at heart, especially when we are faced with the outbreak of the COVID-19 worldwide. We have always stick to people first and lives first in order to curb and contain the spread of the outbreak and protect the interest and safety of the people at all costs, and to safeguard the health and security of our people. We must always stand together with the people and to play to this democracy of the people. Stick to poverty alleviation in order to address the imbalance in development, and to promote all-round development of the people so that we can all reach common prosperity. And this is a tangible achievement for our country. To open up a new chapter and conduct new acts, we have to continue to advance the community of shared future for mankind. After this Nanjing Massacre, a lot of international friends have risked their lives to protect Chinese refugees. Their humanity spirit and fearless acts will forever be borne in mind of the Chinese people. Their descendants have continued their friendship with the Chinese people. We have to have the correct understanding of history in order to know what we are going forward. We must learn from the past to open up new chapters in the future and to build this China-Japanese relations of the new time. We must work with all peace lovers across the world to build permanent peace and common prosperity and stability in order to build an inclusive and beautiful world. Comrades and friends, our history continues to move forward, and national rejuvenation is also underway. Against this new backdrop of history, let us unite closer to CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core. Xi and stick to Xi Jinping's thoughts on socialism with Chinese characteristics and cherish the centenary achievement of the CPC and understand deeper to the two establishments and strengthen four awarenesses and stick to four competences in order to realize the two safeguards, so that we will live up to the aspiration of the martyrs and the lives that are lost in order to achieve the two centenary goals, as well as national rejuvenation. We must make our own contribution to human development and prosperity. And now, the youth in Nanjing will recite the Ode to Peace. Relentlessly, the Yangtze River passes the majestic city of Nanjing. Haplessly, a tragedy befell the ancient city on December the 13th, 1937. Recklessly, the Japanese invaders filled the Yangtze River with the blood of our people. Miserably, 300,000 of our brethren perished in the abyss in 6 weeks. Angrily, the plum trees blossomed to echo the outrage felt by all mankind. Deeply, we mourn the heavy blows on our civilization for 100 years. Regrettably, resolutely, we fought to liberate ourselves and build a prosperous nation. Definitely, the obstacles in the past will only make us stronger in the future. Vigorously, our nation recovers from the shadows of the history 84 years ago. Earnestly, our friends from China and abroad gather at the 2021 memorial ceremony. Solemnly, we remember our dead and write a new chapter for the living. Justly, we go about the reconstruction of a nation in prosperity and harmony. Peacefully, we endeavor to begin a new age of national rejuvenation. Roundly, we will embrace the future while always remembering the past. We will embrace the future while always remembering the past. We will embrace the future while always remembering the past. Nanjing Memorial Day ceremony for the victims of the Nanjing Massacre is now concluded. The Nanjing Massacre Historical Facts exhibition is now open for visit.
There was a national memorial for the victims of Nanjing Massacre held in the eastern Chinese city of Nanjing. Now, for more insight into this ceremony, we're joined in the studio by Professor Xia Lu. So, Professor, as we just heard from the speech made at that memorial by Chinese Vice Premier Sun Chunlan, she said that